Jace, please show my audience, please. All right, can anyone tell me what HIV stands for?
Human immunodeficiency virus.
Thank you. And speaking of HIV, I'm gonna cover 3 topics today. Emergence, including the history of the spread as well as statistics. Symptoms, including all 3 stages. And prevention, including condoms and the drug injections. It originated in the late 1800s in Central Africa by a specific breed of chimpanzees known as the PT troglodytes. They carried the disease onto themselves, known as the SIV, simian immunodeficiency virus. Humans hunted these chimpanzees for food, and unfortunately, while coming in contact with them, the blood got transmitted, hence humans got HIV. Slowly but surely, HIV started to spread across the countries, including the United States, in 1970s and the 80s. However, in 1969, a kid named Robert Rayford had an illness known as pneumonia. It wasn't until the 1980s when the doctors revisited his autopsy to know that the cause of death was his exposure to AIDS. Once this disease was introduced into the United States, they found out that it was transmitted through blood, saliva, unprotected sex, unprotected needles, as well as pregnant women through their children. This disease can also affect celebrities such as Magic Johnson, who was a Los Angeles Laker. He played for 15 seasons with them, with 5 rings, 3 MVPs, one of which was a Rookie of the Year, and 12 NBA All-Stars. In 1991, he announced to the league that he was HIV positive, which caused him to step away from his profession for 4 years, but he returned back in the 95-96 season before officially retiring. Statistics. Between the 1970s and 2023, 40.4 million people were declared dead, approximately 40.4 million people, sorry. And the illness is still spreading to this day with infections and deaths. Now, we're moving on to the symptoms. The symptoms are flu-like symptoms: sore throats, rashes, mouth ulcers, fatigue, as well as fevers. Some people who are exposed to HIV feel these symptoms. Those who are not, they can still have HIV, but they just won't experience it. And the stages. Stage 1 is known as acute HIV infection. This is the first stage where I just talked about the flu symptoms, and then the HIV starts to build up in their body. And then it leads to stage 2, chronic HIV or asymptomatic HIV infection. Symptoms may not show, but it can still be transmitted. In order to prevent to go to stage 3, take treatments. If y'all do not take treatments, it leads to stage 3, known as AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS damages the immune system enough to where you cannot take any medicine that will help prevent the treatment. People usually only have up to 3 years with AIDS who don't take treatment. If they don't take treatment, then well, they die. Prevention. A couple of ways to prevent exposure to HIV are condoms, clean needles, and medication, but we're gonna be talking about condoms and drug injections today. Do not have sex when you are high. Do not have sex when you are intoxicated. That leads to babies. Condoms, very effective with preventing HIV and AIDS. They also prevent STDs such as gonorrhea as well as chlamydia. There are 2 types of condoms, external and internal. External meaning male, internal meaning female. You can't get HIV from sexual activities that don't use bodily fluids such as blood. Drug injections. Always use new and clean syringes. Some pharmacies do sell needles and syringes that are ready to be used, and you don't have to be prescribed in order to order them. There are communities that provide new syringes and helps you dispose of old ones, as well as if you are unable to retrieve needles or syringes, bleach the ones that you already have so that they can possibly be clean. But I do not recommend that, of course, because that's like not good. Anywho, that is all 3. That is all 3. That is all 3. I covered the emergence, the history of the spread, as well as the statistics, the symptoms such as stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, and the prevention including condoms and drug injections. The emergence, once again, originated in the 1800s by a specific breed of chimpanzees, known as the PT troglodytes. The history of the spread, it went through the United States of America between 1970s and 80s. Fast forward to the statistics, 40.4 million people approximately died. The symptoms, stage 1, acute, stage 2, chronic, stage 3, AIDS, and then the drug injection and condoms being a part of the prevention. Jace, please show my audience one more time. And thank you.